Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer, and today I'm playing Nemesis. And it's looking, well, interesting at least. Right now there's only this little larva here on the board with a scientist, and I'm pretty sure we can kill that thing with our pistol. Shouldn't be such a big deal. Apart from that, we managed to kill this guy here, the creeper, the soldier. He fired nearly 3 full magazines into this sucker, and now all that's left is this carcass here. And that's pretty awesome because we still have to do a few things to fulfill our goal. And what we already did is we've sent the signal from the comms room, but in addition to that we must find 2 of these 3 intruder weaknesses here, and we can only find these if we bring either an egg, or we can find one of them by bringing an egg, a killed crew member, or an alien carcass into the laboratory. And you can see here in each of these there is one hidden. So we cannot bring 2 eggs, for example. Okay, we must bring exactly one of these things to find the intruder weakness. An egg is pretty difficult because the nest is here, and getting from here back to here, that kind of sucks. We got to go through big parts of the ship. Easier is now the carcass here, and we can take we got 2 bodies, that one, but that one is too far away. That's our poor captain. But we got this guy here who was already dead right from the beginning. So we can bring this guy also into the laboratory. Now, I've developed a plan. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but it sounds at least realistic. And until now, it was more or less, okay, we try to see where everything is. We explore the whole area, and we somehow try to survive. But now, now we're a little bit more than over the middle of the game, right? So we gotta finish that in the next 7 turns. But now I can see, okay, I know pretty much where every room is, and I can come up with a clear plan now. So the idea is the following. First, I gotta get this guy out of this room, of course, and I gotta kill the larva and then move out of this room. The room is on fire, and the problem with that is that, yeah, I mean, obviously it's not healthy to stay in there, right? So my idea is, I want to move in here and then here, and maybe I have to actually take one more wound there, simply because I want to move carefully. And if I want to move carefully out of this room, well, I could. No, I don't have to stay in. I could actually do it, fine. So I could move in there carefully and then move here. Right? Also, I want to do basically all movement carefully. The fact that there is just simply no intruder on the board gives me a chance here. Maybe I can somehow avoid that new intruders appear. Exactly, especially before this guy, because he's in a very bad shape. And so I want to move here, and the idea is that I grab the body here, then go here, and grab the carcass here, and then back here into the laboratory, and I don't want to move back because there will be too much noise sitting then there. So I got to go like this, I guess. And then in the laboratory, doing my two research actions. And then in the end, I'm going to go back into the generator room to activate the self-destruct sequence. The reason why I want to do that after that and not right now is because the self-destruct sequence, if I activate it now, there are only 6 turns remaining till we die. And right now we still have 7 turns of time left. And we're gonna need probably all the 7 turns if we want to have at least a chance to survive. So I want to do that really right at the beginning. Now you ask yourself, it's a little hard. I mean, if we do all these things in 7 turns, you know, how can we get out of the ship? Yeah, that's part of the plan, I'm afraid. The poor guy is not going to survive this. I probably won't have the time then. Maybe I can risk it all at the very end, but I don't really think I'll have the time to make it back here into the evacuation section A. I really have my doubts there, but I could risk it. I mean, I could simply drive back with no careful movement, and maybe I can make it. But maybe not. It's more important that the ship is going to be destroyed because it's so fucking dangerous, and we don't want to have any remainings left here of these terrible alien things. Which brings us to the next part. Following this idea, I think it fits perfectly that this sucker's plan is to bring an egg back to Earth. So what he is going to do is he's going to try to open these 2 doors, and now they become a little bit of a problem. But he wants to get here into the nest, which is not so far away, but the problem are these doors. Grab the egg and then make it back into this room here, which is the closest room, and which is the closest room to get into an evacuation pod, an escape pod, and this is the evacuation chamber B. We know that because we've sent a recon drone there. And we should also be able to do all this with careful movement. I kind of counted this a little bit. The main problem are these 2 doors. Now, I have the idea that maybe I can bring the energy charge of the scientist to the other guy, and then we can trade it, and because the energy charge allows us to open one of these doors, and for the other door I can use my demolition action that is in the deck when I shuffle it. So that seems like a reasonable option. So this guy is the first player now. And I wonder if I should bring the carcass. That's now a little questionable. If I bring the carcass in here, well, I might be able to do it. Maybe I can bring the carcass here, so the scientist can then pick up both heavy objects from here, so that he doesn't have to go all the way back like this, but then he doesn't have that much time. So I'm not so sure about that. On the other hand, yeah, I mean, if I do it like this, I could move like this with the other guy, you know, from here I could then move like this, and then we would have I could maybe even run through this area here, because there knows, I don't know, that's a little tricky. But you can see now you can really start developing some plans now. So The problem is that the scientist is simply too far away, and waiting here, well, that's also a little bit of a waste. So I'm not absolutely sure what to do with the soldier until the scientist gives him the energy charge. And we'll find out, I guess. I mean, the other option would be to go in here. I don't know. Okay, first of all, it's the scientist. And the first thing we got to do is we got to draw cards, and then we gotta try to blow up the this thing here. By the way, I've read the rules again, and I've checked what actually happens if you end the game with a with one of these suckers here in your on the board, on your character board. Honestly, it basically works a little bit like that. I'm not absolutely sure anymore. I think what you do is you shuffle all the cards you have into your action deck. When you're done with the, I mean, you just shuffle it all together, and then you draw a number of your action cards from the deck. And I'm not sure how many that were. 4 or it was quite a bit. I don't know exactly. I think it might have been 4. And then you check if there is a contamination card, and if that or more, and if that's the case, you scan all the contamination cards, and if one of them shows infected, then you die. If not, you were kind of lucky, and well, the thing remains like some weird cancer in your body, but for some reason it doesn't kill you, and you become some kind of trill or whatever that is then to be called. Okay, now let's take care about this other larva here first. So first I gotta attack that larva with the scientist. We're going to roll a die, and as long as we don't roll blank, we're good. And we are good. So we managed to kill that thing. It goes away. And now we better get our ass out of this room. And it seems like we have to move carefully. And then there is the risk that... Oh man. It really sucks, you know. With 4 cards, your options are really limited. Because if you do one thing except moving, you cannot move. You can only move carefully once per turn. So I might even consider running in there, but then of course the risk is that I get attacked. We have a technical corridor here, so there's a 50-50 chance that I might get attacked here, because there are also noises coming out of this corridor. So, holy shit. Let me count this once again. So, I end up my first thing here. So there's first turn, second turn here, because I gotta move here carefully, pick up both carcasses. I think I have to bring the carcass here, otherwise this goes too long. So that would be the second turn, okay? With a third turn, I could move into this area here. The fourth turn brings me here and allows me to search the first thing. The sixth turn allows me to search, to research the second weakness, and then move in here. And then with the seventh turn, I can somehow try to to activate the thing. That is my goal. But of course a lot of things can go wrong here. I got to roll lucky and all. Holy shit. Yeah, I have my doubts I can do that, honestly. It doesn't look very good because I got to place noise tokens, for example, here, and shit, I don't know, man. Overall, I'm not too happy with this great plan anymore. But I don't see anything else to do. So I think I will do it like this. So we're gonna go carefully out of this room. Move over here. I mean, here's the thing. I could activate the self-destruct sequence right now. It would save me time, I guess. I got only 6 turns then. Well, let me calculate this through again. So if I activate it now, that would be okay, I would be here in the first turn after that. But actually I only have 5 turns left because this thing drops then down here right away. I see. Oh boy. So I could make it in the first turn, second turn. Maybe I can do it. That's a tough decision. And the other guy, well, if he goes here, drops the body, he might be able to make it here, right? Oh man, and then here. I think at least with this guy, I cannot afford to make a lot of careful movement anymore. With the other guy, maybe. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna activate the sequence right now, and I'm gonna take another. No. I'm gonna take another wound then, which is. Shit. But then I cannot go out of this room. Oh boy, there's so much going wrong there. But here's the thing. There's a computer in there, so I could activate the sequence from another room. For example, from the lab, if I'm lucky. Okay, hey, I'm gonna do it that way. I'm gonna move carefully out of the room. And there we go. So, here we are. Gotta place a noise marker. And I'm gonna place that here. Okay, that's it. And now it's the other guy, the soldier. So he's going to pick up the carcass. That's a heavy object. That costs him 1 card. So that is his first action. And then with the second action, he's going to move carefully into, oh look at that, I got my demolition card here. No, you know, with the second action, I will demolish, yeah, I will demolish this door here. Okay, there we go. So that was my second action. The scientist has only one card left to do something. So I think I want to search in this room. Maybe I find something useful. And there's still a lot of stuff in this room. So I'm going to play my search action. And this goes down to 3 then. And I'm going to draw 2 of these tool cards. Okay, these are technical corridor plans. If you are in a room with a technical corridor's entrance, move your character to any other room with a technical corridor's entrance. Okay, that's definitely interesting. Or chemicals. Huh. Problem is, fuck. I should have activated. Damn it. Okay, it's too late now. I forgot to activate my holo computer. I could have done that in the generator room. That sucks, but it's too late. I've already played the card. I've drawn these cards. That could be a big disadvantage, actually. I really should have done that. Damn, that was stupid. Let me see. I might even consider going back. Let me see what we got here. You can use the intranet and risk assessment actions from any room on the ship. I think it's a good one, but okay, it's a little late for that. Should have done that earlier. Oh, but I can use the chemicals to get the laboratory equipment. If you are in a room with a character corpse, intruder carcass or egg, discover 1 corresponding intruder weakness card. That is cool. Sadly, I have only 1 card for that. But still, you know, it's a cool thing. I mean, I think it's easier to do it. Yeah, that's something I might want to do. Interesting, really interesting. I think I want to take... Yeah, I think I want to take the chemicals. Okay, cool. I'm not really sure if it helps a lot with the laboratory equipment because I gotta go to the laboratory anyway. So, I don't know. We'll see in a minute. The soldier moves carefully into this room here, and then he drops the carcass in there. Okay, I guess we're done. But I gotta place, of course, a token, and I'm gonna place a noise token here this time. Does that make sense? Well, hard to tell. Maybe not. I mean, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it does. This is... Okay, yeah, fine. I'm going to place a noise token there. And then I'm done for this turn. This guy passes. The soldier also passes. So we'll see what happens next. We got to draw an event card first. There's no intruder attack, no intruder movement. Just let me have a quick look. The time track, of course. Yeah, there we go. So then we got to draw the event card. And hatching. Discard 1 egg from the intruder board. Okay. Doesn't sound good. Any characters in the nest room whose player have no action cards left are infected by larvae. If no character was infested, put a larva token into the intruder bag. Well, that's actually good. That's a good thing, you know, these lava tokens, they make life a little easier. Okay, and now we got to draw. And if we draw an adult, we are in a ton of trouble, but that applies for the future basically in general. We don't want to draw an adult. And we've drawn an adult, so that means we have to roll, and it's very likely that our plan goes to hell now, because we'll probably see 2 aliens appear now. So first the scientist will roll, and that's an X, so he was actually lucky. No noises here. No, wait, is that true? Yeah, it is. So no noise here, he was lucky. And the other guy, come on. That is a 4, well, he wasn't. Okay, so that means we hear noises from here, or we don't hear noises, but the guy comes from there. And, but maybe it's only a larva, and then it would be cool, because then all these noise tokens are gone, and that would be pretty amazing, obviously. And it is. Look at that. It really is. And in addition to that, we are lucky we have 1 card left. So no attack here against the soldier. So we were really lucky this time. Really lucky. This helped us in a way. Okay, let's see. Soldier starts now. So he's got to kill the... he's got to do an attack. And he might as well take aim. So he could shoot twice if the first attack goes wrong to kill that larva. And that was good. So he was fine there. And my plan is actually not to wait there until the scientist comes to take the energy charge to open that door. But I'm hoping that I will draw the card and then be able to open the door. This demolition card, you know. Maybe I can draw it, and then I should be able to make it. I mean, I can run into these areas. I don't have to be afraid. I can go there, you know. I only have to be a little careful in these areas, I think. So let's see. I want to move out there into the monitoring room. And I'm simply going to use, well, let's say, these 2 cards. I want to move carefully, obviously, so I'm going to go in there. It's a little bit of a shame if the order would have been different. We could have played it a little different, you know, if the scientist would have gone first and the last time, things would have been easier for me, but okay, I cannot change that. So I'm sitting in this room now, and now it's the scientist. And he's gonna move into that room, and okay, and I think he actually okay, yeah, he's simply gonna play the card, move into the room, and let's hope we don't roll a danger. But as long as this doesn't happen, we should be fine. So let's see. And that's okay. It's a little bit of a disadvantage for the other guy because he wants to go back here, so that makes it a little harder for him, but okay. Anyway, that was my first action, and with the second action I'm gonna pick up one of these, the corpse of this sucker. Okay, by the way, can I do that? Yeah, I gotta remember these things here. The cost of your item actions is increased by 1. But that is not happening now. Okay. So these were my 2 actions. Soldier is gonna continue moving, and well, yeah, it's a little bit risky. But I think I'm going to spend my last 2 cards and move in here into this room, and there is no surprise now, it's the surgery. I could have used that room somewhere else, but okay. We have a malfunction marker. That's not a problem. I don't want to use that room anyway with him. So we move in there. And there we go. Okay. And then I gotta pass. Oh, I gotta place a marker, of course. And I'm gonna place that marker here. And now it's the scientist again, and he's got 2 cards left, and he's gonna use 1 card to pick up the second, the carcass, and that means he drops the pistol, and the pistol then goes onto the discard pile. Okay, I mean, it's a risk, but hey, we got to take these risks now. And as a second action, and also his last action, he's going to move here into the cabins. He's got to do a roll. That's a 2, and that was okay. Means that we have here our noise token, and that's it. It's basically all we do for the turn. So let's continue. So we draw an event, a coolant leak. There's a malfunction marker in the generator room. Start the self-destruct countdown. Well, that would have been awesome, but sadly it's not the case. So remove this event from the game and reshuffle the event stack, including the discard pile. Okay, so let's do this. So then we're going to draw one of these tokens here, and that is a larva. So hey, at the moment it's looking pretty good. The larva will grow into an adult, which isn't too great, but on the other hand, nothing else happens. So hey, maybe we have a chance in the end. And we've got to draw new cards. So it's the scientist, and he wants to move carefully now. Into this room. And he places a noise marker here. And then he wants to move carefully into the next room. Well, actually it doesn't matter if he does it carefully or not, but he can't do anything in the next room anyway. The problem is we come to a difficult situation here. We have to go into this room, placing a marker here. Okay, I mean, what we could do is we could roll a die, and if we are damn lucky, we roll an X. But if we're not, and roll a danger, we're fucked. Well, it doesn't really matter, I guess. Yeah, okay. So I want to move carefully into this room here. And yeah, I'm going to place a noise marker here. Okay. The thing now is, if we have to, I mean, I can't do anything else in this turn, that's for sure. If we have to roll a die, which is not happening for sure, but if we draw an adult marker here, and I think the odds are very high that happens, then we have to roll a die. And then the odds are nearly 50-50, I think. Not quite. 40%, I guess, or something. That someone shows up there, and then we're fucked. Because I cannot defend myself anymore. Even a hatchling or a larva would be pretty much deadly for me. That's pretty much then the role of the game. If I can make it, I have pretty good odds to at least fulfill the plan with the scientist, because then in the next turn I can easily spend 4 cards to find the intruder weaknesses, both of them. And then I still got the option to get into this room and start the self-destruct. And well, I'm basically fine, you know. It's looking pretty good for me. I mean, not for me in person, because I will probably die in an exploding ship. But at least I could do something for the team. We're gonna see how it works out for him now. Did he draw the demolition? I don't know that. Well, he didn't. Okay, I'm not sure that's good news or not. Probably not that good news. On the other hand, hard to tell. The point is, I want to draw as many cards as possible in the next turn, because I really need the demolition in the next turn. So I'm going to move carefully. Well, I might even search in there. Yeah, why not? I could actually search. I have the time. I can. Let me see what I got to do in how I can get the egg. I got to check that. So this is that's going to be a problem. I'll have to face an intruder there. I'm pretty sure about that, because if I enter here, I got to place a noise marker, and then when I take an egg, I have to do another noise roll. So even if things go well, both of these, in both edges, from both corridors, will I hear noises then. And that means when I have to roll then during the event phase, I will definitely face an intruder, right? Oh yeah, if I roll an X naught, I might have actually forgotten to do that early in a game, that I do not automatically face an intruder, because if you roll the X, you're fine. Maybe I've simply placed an intruder on the board once when I was in that situation, but I really don't remember that anymore. So still, I think I want to get rid of as many cards as possible. First I want to play the search card and try to find something here. So we're going to draw one of these medical items, and we have 2 bandages. So we now have, well, actually 2 bandages, which isn't terribly helpful for me at the moment. But okay, we got rid of 1 card. And Now I got another action, and I'm going to use that to, yeah, doesn't really matter. I mean, actually, the thing is, maybe it makes sense to keep the covering fire. It is possible that, I don't know which of these cards, obviously. One of the 5 cards would then remain here. So I got a 20% chance that I don't draw the right card. I need that demolition card. Otherwise I have no chance whatsoever. And actually I can't take wounds, you know. So I think I don't even keep the covering fire. I gotta get rid of all my cards. And so yeah, hey, who cares? Gonna move in there, moving carefully. So we're gonna go there. And we're gonna place a marker here then. And so that stuff goes away. Just, I used it to mark it. But there's slime in the room. And it is the nest, as we know. Okay, have a look. So we're sitting here, and we're slimed. Which makes sense. I mean, it's the nest. Okay, that was my last action. Now it's this guy here, and he can't do anything, so he passes. So I have one more action left, and I'm gonna use, I'm gonna do the room action, discard my 2 cards to take an egg, and I'm simply gonna take that egg here from the eggs in the nest, okay? So I'm gonna grab that, take it in my left hand, and yeah, that's pretty much it then. So I gotta do this noise roll now. And we'll see if an intruder shows up. That's a 3. And yes, it does. Bad luck, and I can tell you it will attack right away. And then it will attack again, probably, during the event step. So that means hard times now for the soldier. And I have no idea if I survive that or not. Okay, this is an adult. And yeah, warning 3. So the guy will attack, that's for sure. And these suckers go away though, I think. Yeah, they go away. Well, maybe actually then at least not a second one will show up during the event phase, right? That's worth something. So let's draw the intruder attack card. And holy moly, it doesn't attack. Or it's a miss, you can also say it. I think it's explained like this is a miss. No attack here. So, hey, seems like I remain lucky for now. Beautiful picture in the nest, some fighting here. Okay, and now things are getting really interesting because, first of all, time goes on, of course. We're going to draw an event card. The flammable compounds. Okay, doesn't sound good. Place a fire marker in the hibernatorium. If the hibernatorium is already on fire, place a fire marker in each neighboring room. Fire does not spread through closed doors or technical corridors. Okay, so that isn't too bad actually. I wonder what happens if someone is sleeping in there. I think he's safe, but I don't really know that. Luckily, we don't want to go back there. So that isn't too bad. But now comes the important part, and that is we got to draw one of these markers. And if it's an adult marker, this guy might be in a lot of trouble. And it is. It is an adult marker. So that means we have to roll. We have to roll for noise. The scientist starts, and let's hope we don't roll a 1 or 2, because then the game is pretty much over at this point. Fuck! And it happened. That is a shame. It really is, because now it becomes just some desperate attempt to survive, but I don't think we have a good chance here. And yeah, it's kind of sad because it would have been more interesting, I guess. Now let's see what we draw. Maybe we're lucky. I mean, maybe we draw I don't know what we could draw, but maybe we draw a blank one or so. No, we don't. Okay, we draw another adult, and that's not good, obviously, because yeah, this guy is gonna also attack us right away, and the odds are now that I might actually die, but I don't know. Okay, that is a claw attack. The character suffers 2 light wounds and gets 1 contamination card. And I think this looks now really bad, because when I take 2 light wounds, that means I have to take another serious wound. So that means right now I'm in a situation where I cannot even take 1 more light wound or I would be dead. I'm bleeding. Each time you pass in the player phase, your character suffers 1 light wound. Okay, so that was a pretty deadly wound. Holy shit. Okay, I mean, I could use my bandages, but I gotta dress. Yeah, I have to. I mean, there is no other way. I have to get out of this room, use my bandages, and somehow try to survive the next turn. Oh man, this sucks. Anyway, let me see. So that was, yeah, that was the back development, exactly. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. In addition to that, we got to draw a contamination card. Now, I played that wrong last time. The contamination card actually goes onto the discard pile. So that means, yeah, maybe I don't draw it in the next turn, if I'm lucky. So, yeah, that's it. And we'll then continue with the, we can draw new cards. Okay, so now the soldier is first player, and I can do the demolition action, and I will, obviously. So I'm going to destroy the door. I can do that even in a combat. It doesn't have that specific symbol here. So that means I can destroy the door, and then I'm gonna try to get out of here. I'm not gonna fight that sucker. I'm simply gonna spend a card. Well, maybe I got something to help me here, but no. I'm simply gonna spend a card and run out of this room. Okay, I got to draw an intruder attack card, of course. And well, the guy doesn't attack. He missed. That's pretty cool. It's interesting that there were 3 bite cards, and I've drawn them all. They were all on top of the game deck, and they killed the captain. Otherwise, I would have had a chance, but these suckers killed the captain, and I really shuffled the decks. That was really unlucky here. But okay, and now I'm out of this room, so that's something. Okay, so now it's the scientist, and yes, it's handful of dead bodies. Is confronted by the sucker here, and we somehow gotta get out of this room, because we gotta dress our wound, and we cannot do that while we are in combat. And that's a problem. In addition to that, the cost of an item action is increased by 1. So I need to pay 2 cards to do that. Oh boy. Okay. So luckily we haven't drawn the other contamination cards. That could help a little bit. And then, yeah, we got to go out of this room. So I'm gonna play this card. And yeah, I'm gonna drive out of here, right? I mean, there's nothing else I can do, and I just have to hope that it's not gonna be too painful. That's a bite, and oh, of course it is. And this is it. This is it. The game is over for this poor guy. I have 2 serious wounds. Actually, I had 3. So I was killed by that guy. And I wonder if I'm not out of the room, I guess. So I'm going to place my dead body marker in here instead. It's a shame. I mean, I really did my best, you know, and if that sucker wouldn't have shown up, I think I would have had a great chance to win the game. But now it's just that poor guy sitting here. He's hoping somehow that the other guy did it, but I mean, at least I can try to survive, right? But it doesn't really help a lot. And the ship will not explode, so that means there's a good chance that it goes to Earth. We can check the location, the coordinates at the end. Maybe at least mankind has a good chance to survive. Well, not really, because we bring the egg to Earth, which is a fantastic idea. Okay, anyway, let's move on. We still have a few turns left. So, the question is now, do we have to risk a lot? I mean, we can simply move once. No, I think we don't. I can simply move pretty relaxed, using careful movement, and I can go there. And then simply going to place a noise marker in this corridor here. And then I'm going to pass. And this is the end of the turn, so we'll see what happens here. Draw a new event. And now the adults move. We got 2 of them on the board. So this guy goes here, and the other guy also goes here. And then we got to do the intruder back stuff. And that is an adult, meaning we have to make a noise roll here. Maybe we find another guy. That's a 1. So we're actually good. That's the best thing that could have happened here. So everything is fine for now. And we draw a few more cards. You know, I wonder if I had a theoretical chance to still win. I wonder what happens if I run through the ship. Let's say I go here. Well, that's or here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could make it in this turn into the laboratory. In the next turn, I could actually try to... Yeah, you know, I think in theory I would be able to do it. It's going to be hard, but I think I can just do it. So hey, maybe I should not give up yet. No, I'm not going to give up. I could do it, but things have to be perfectly, of course, because I mean, there's no time for fighting or whatever. I just have to run now. But hey, okay, why not? You know, let's do it. I'm going to run through the ship. And well, okay, I'm gonna run through the fire here. That is fine. So I'm gonna enter here, And I gotta roll a die. So let's see. Let's make a noise roll here. That's an X. Okay, so no problems here. And with our next action, we can run here. And another interesting question would be if we have to pick up these things before we can actually research. Maybe. That's interesting. Because, I mean, the guy died, so this is all lying there now, I think. An interesting question. Anyway, I'm going to roll again. Again, we have a 50-50 chance. A little better, I guess. That is a 4. We're still good. Pretty crazy. So we made it here now. And of course, we continue running into the next room, which is now this one. And now it's looking not that great anymore. Oh, shit, man. And the thing is, basically, well, I don't have the time to... Fuck, I just have to risk it. The problem is, I don't know how I can... Oh, fuck it. I have to risk it. Yeah. Let's hope for the best. That's a 3. Well, that's not the best. Okay, so that's a problem. We find another guy in there. And this removes this one, and I think also the one from the corridor. So let's see what that is. Oh, fuck, it's the queen. Boy. Yeah, great. Oh, man, that's not good. Okay, now here's our queen. And actually, I mean, this is insane, you know. This looks just a fantastic model. Super big, of course. And it's sitting now here. And it has a 4. So we are holy shit. We are attacked by the queen. So I'm going to draw a card here. And we have a tail attack by the queen. If the character has at least 1 serious wound, they die. If not, they suffer 1 serious wound. Okay. The hand. The cost of your item actions is increased by 1. Well, okay. So now we gotta get out of this room. There is not a lot else I can do. I just have to make it. I mean, situation is desperate. One guy is here, the other guy is here. Still, I want to make it into the laboratory. I gotta keep running out of this room. Gonna draw another intruder attack. That's a claw attack. The character suffers 2 light wounds and gets 1 contamination card. Okay. Now this becomes more and more just a crazy fight for survival. And this is our contamination card here. But we're still alive. We made it out of here, and we are in the laboratory. And so let's see what happens now. I got to pass, obviously. This goes down. We got 2 more turns left. With the queen in our evacuation room, I guess this could become a problem. Anyway, maybe she moves away. I mean, who knows? We draw an event, and well, the queen doesn't move. That sucks. Oh, fuck, I forgot. I had to activate the self-destruct. I think I cannot do that anymore. Okay, we got the 2. So that means that this guy moves into the technical duct. Okay, that is kind of cool. So he's gone. And the queen moves towards me. And that's not good at all. Okay, shit. So that means... fuck. I can't do a lot there. Damage. Put a malfunction marker in each room with an adult, breeder or queen. Oh, fuck. There we go. The queen came into my room. And, I mean, it's obviously pretty big, so it destroyed the room more or less completely. The laboratory is not functional anymore. Well, and that puts the mission finally to an end, I guess. Okay, anyway. We're not ready yet. We're not done yet. We still live. So maybe I can at least start the self-destruct. Wait, I could have done the research as long as the objects are in the room. So there was no necessity to pick them up. Therefore, hey, I had a real chance to do it. But of course it's, yeah, now it's over. So what am I going to do now? I wonder if I should try to fight the queen. The thing is, I got 2 more turns, so I can move in here, try to start the self-destruct, and yeah, I can't make it. It's just not enough time left. I could have, if not for the queen, but I also have to repair this shitty room. So no, I can't do it anymore. That's a shame. Okay, so what am I gonna do instead? Hard to tell. Doesn't really matter. I think I'm gonna... Yeah, I don't know what to do anymore. It's pretty much over here. I'm gonna try to shoot the queen, just for the fun of it, with my first action. So let's see. Hey, not bad. 2 hits and 1 additional hit. So that's something. Okay. So let's see. We draw 2 cards here and we'll see what happens. Well, the queen retreats. Look at that. The queen retreats. So we got to check where it goes. That's a 3. Yeah, okay. She moves into the generator room. So, with her 3 wounds, obviously. So now we're sitting in here. And the problem is I don't have my repair card. So, yeah, I'm sitting in the laboratory, which is totally damaged, and there's just nothing I could fucking do. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna do my rest action. Wanna see... Scan all contamination cards in your hand. I gotta wait until it's in my hand. Boy. I mean, at that point, it is frustrating. You know what? I'm simply gonna move into the escape pod and call it a game. So, makes the most sense, I guess. Let's see. I think the way that works is I'm going to play a card, and then I can move here, and I'm going to roll a die. Okay, that's a 1, so that was the noise roll, obviously. And then I'm sitting here, and now I can activate that room, playing 2 cards. Okay, let's do that. Fine. So, and that is evacuation section A. So it's one of these back here, because there's an A here. And I'm going to go into escape port number 4. Ugh. And you can see there are, wait a minute, there are 2 slots in these escape pods. Okay, so technically 2 characters could sit there. And now I got a thing. I wonder if I can simply start the escape pod. Wait a minute. Escape port section. I think it's somewhere here, but I'm not sure about it. Maybe it's in the rules. It says check the escape pod section. I think it's in the rules then. So no, we're good here. And basically what happens now is we can launch that thing. We can now decide if we want to launch or not. We could wait for another one, for example. But hey, I want to go away. This sucks here. So we're going to go away. And so the escape pod is then gone, and the miniature also. And we're out of the game. So at that point, the game is over. No characters on the board anymore, is on board of the ship anymore. And it just didn't make any sense to continue this. I mean, we could not, no way we could win this anymore. And in that way, at least the guy fulfills one goal, this special delivery. We managed to send the signal, and we were goddamn close. We were really goddamn close. We nearly could have done it, and that even though the captain died. So hey, fuck, that was close. We had even twice a chance to do it, but things really turned out ugly. Okay, anyway, I want to check if this guy even survives. I mean, he made it to Earth. These pods go to Earth, but remember the claw attack from the Queen? So he's contaminated. So let's have a quick look if he survives that or not. And okay, I'm afraid you cannot see that again. And look at that, he's not infected. He was lucky there, no infection. So yeah, at least the soldier survives to tell the tale. That's something. Even though we lost the game, it feels a little bit like a small victory. Not really, but well, actually it does. I want to check where the coordinates are so that you can have a look. Well, that's good. You know, the ship goes into deep space. You can see here there is a number or a letter here that indicates what the coordinates are. So B is equal to deep space in this case. So therefore, at least no immediate danger for mankind, except maybe because of this little egg that we delivered to Earth. Okay, a few words about the game. I mean, it's obvious. You've seen me play that. It's a ton of fun. It's an amazingly cool game. I enjoyed it massively. And And it was extremely intense. I mean, in the end, I was really close to winning. When the scientist was there, you know, there was that moment when I did that roll, and I think I had a 60% chance of winning, because if I would not have rolled a 1 or a 2, I think it was one of these two numbers. There were just two numbers, so that means 4 sides of the die that I would not have been allowed to roll. If I would not have rolled these, I could have done the research here without any problems. The room was not malfunctioning by the time. And then, no matter what would have happened, I could have moved into this room and just start the self-destruct, and that's it, you know. I would not have cared if he died or something. I mean, maybe he could have been killed. I think, no, I didn't have the bleeding at the time. So even if he would have taken it's hard to tell. Maybe he could have been killed after he's done the research, before he could have managed to start the self-destruct. That would have been possible. I don't know. So maybe it wasn't quite as close. But hey, anyway, it was an amazingly cool game. I loved it, and it felt really extremely thematic, you know. The way the story was told, I had often the feeling I could really, there was really some kind of movie or something going on. And what I liked a lot was that there was a very limited number of aliens on the board at the same time. So it was not so much about the fighting, it was about fulfilling the mission, it was about sneaking, hoping you're not getting detected and nobody shows up. And I had one combat which was also cool, and it was also really satisfying to kill this guy here. But in the end, you know, the sneaking seems to be a more important part of the game. It was a shame that the captain died that soon. Maybe things would have turned out a little easier if he would have survived. But yeah, as I said, great game, and I think it wasn't too heavy. Some people complaining that the game is too hard, and it is super hard. But I think it's not too hard, you know. I mean, until the very end, I always had a feeling I can win that. And even though one of my characters died in the second round of the game. So, I also wonder about the balance. I mean, is it really no difference if you have, let's say, 2 characters or 5? You're always, oh no, you draw 1 card per character, right? Yeah, I think you draw 1 objective card per character, so it makes sense, yeah. So overall, I'm really absolutely happy with the game. The components are fantastic, the artwork is great, the mechanism is great, and also in some ways innovative. You know, the fighting that it's done partly with the cards, I really like that a lot. The wounds, that you don't have any, you know, the fact that you don't have life points, but you have these wounds which then affect your abilities. It's also great. The events are cool. I love it. I think it's a great game. I'm really looking forward to play it in a semi-cooperative way with other people. I think that's going to be a really different game. And it's going to be hard because, you know, I don't know with what type of people you're playing this, because you might end up just trying to kill each other, which would obviously suck. So you got to convince them that it makes sense to work together and that there is not too much mistrust on the table. But then again, yeah, there are some really nasty options in the game to do each other harm, you know. First of all, it's probably this airlock control room, which is so horrible. I mean, you can just blow someone out in space, and if he doesn't have the demolition card in his hand, he's just fucked and out of the game, you know. I mean, this... if you're planning to do a nice gaming evening and you blow someone out in turn 3, wow, that guy is going to be pissed, I promise you that. So this could be a problem of this game. I can see that. Maybe, I mean, this is actually a card which is not always on the board. So some groups might even think about removing that card from the game, you know. It's not one of these vital cards that are outside, but it's one of these cards that is sometimes on the board and sometimes it isn't. So I could see that some groups say, hey, we're not going to use that room because it's so horrible. And yeah, that's... so you have the option to avoid that, I guess. In addition to that, I mean, we still have here our campaign, and maybe in the not too far future I'm going to give that a shot, and I'm going to do a video about this. I'm awaiting, I think in the spring of next year or so, we can await the Wave 2. Until now it worked very good. They were pretty much in schedule. And not perfectly, but you know, it's Kickstarter, and I think they were just very few months late, and I've already experienced a delay of years. So hey, great. That was a great campaign anyway. We got to say, I want to say that to the guys of Awakened Realms, they did a great job here. They did a lot of updates, you know, and I think you can feel in this game that they really wanted to make this game a good game, and that there was some heart and a lot of ideas put in this game. Even during the campaign, some things that seemed not to be planned like this. For example, the comic book or so. I think these were actually suggestions done by the backers. And yeah, they listened to the backers here, and sometimes that can be a problem, you know, if you are doing a Kickstarter campaign and you are adding stuff into the game which was completely not planned. I mean, you kind of ask yourself, okay, I mean, I have a game, and that game should be pretty much developed. So if I add something else, does that really work, or does that destroy the balance or so? But in this case, I mean, I don't know. There was the Untold Stories. Of course, it doesn't destroy the balance of the base game. In addition to that, I also like the idea that they didn't say, hey, okay, we give you 100 additional miniatures, or I don't know, you can unlock 20 more miniatures, and you know, they just said, okay, we're gonna improve the component quality, and so there was not too much crazy stuff going on. They just made the game the way it was better, and I think that's a very wise decision. Still, we're going to see some additional stuff coming up, and we're going to expect, I think, 2 more alien races with the second shipping wave, and I'm looking forward to these. I think they're gonna play different compared to these guys. There's gonna be a second campaign book, I think. You can see here, that's Untold Stories #1. I think there's a second one. And then there is, in addition to that, the Aftermath expansion with more characters and probably, I don't know, some kind of complete new scenario. So I'm really looking forward to all that stuff. But until then, there's still a lot to explore here. And yeah, love the game. Can absolutely recommend it. And yeah, hope to see you on my next video or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye.